President Trump announcing a short time ago that General James Mattis will, quote, retire with distinction this February. That news comes on the heels of two very controversial foreign policy decisions made by President Trump, surprises in their timing, both of them. One, to pull thousands of U.S. troops out of Syria. The other today, that he will do the same essentially in Afghanistan. General Mattis releasing a copy of his resignation letter to the president that reads in part, "You have the right to have a Secretary of Defense whose views are better aligned with yours." Here now, General Jack Keane, four-star general, Fox News senior strategic analyst and chairman of the Institute for the Study of War. General, good to have you with us this evening. Your reaction to this news tonight.
Well, I'm certainly saddened to see Jim Mattis departing, but I also understand. I think the factors that are contributing to the resignation, maybe not all of it, but certainly are the decisions in Syria and Afghanistan. I did speak to Jim Mattis yesterday. We were both of one mind in our opposition to the decision to pull our forces out of Syria and what its ramifications would be. And I just want to say Jim's a tremendous officer, a tremendous leader, and the quality of the service that he's provided to our country is certainly very, very significant, and the American people are in his debt.
We just heard from Senator Schumer and from Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi. She said she was shaken by this, and she felt that all Americans should be shaken by it. Do you agree?
No, I'm not shaken in the least by that. I think we're going to miss Jim Mattis's leadership, to be sure. But I've said many times, I think President Trump has managed to surround himself with one of the strongest national security teams I've ever observed. Jim Mattis was a very important part of that, but he's not the only part of it. And I'm confident the president will be able to find a successor who's very capable and will support the president's agenda and also disagree with him strongly when necessary.
Was any of this, do you believe, about the wall? It feels like the decisions that the president has made really echo something he said all throughout the campaign, which was that he wanted to put America first, that national security was utmost in terms of topmost in his mind. And so he makes this decision to pull out of Syria, which he did say on the campaign trail he wanted to do. I know you very much disagree with it, and you're certainly not alone. Afghanistan, he also wanted to extract us from over time. Do you believe that he had conversations with the Defense Department, with General Mattis, saying, I really want to put our focus there. I want you guys to help us build this wall if necessary?
I doubt that was an issue that would drive a decision like this, but I'm speculating. I mean, I haven't caught up to Jim yet. I will in the next day or so.
When you spoke with him yesterday, was there any wind that this was coming today?
To be honest, no. We were just consumed with the issues concerning Syria and what the implications of that were, for the United States national interests, for the region writ large.
Do you believe this was his choice?
I accept it on face value that he submitted his resignation because that's what he wants to do. I don't know if there's some other reason involved here, but I don't think so.
Okay. Here's another piece of his letter that I just want to get your reaction to. He said, "My views on treating allies with respect and also being clear-eyed about both malign actors and strategic competitors are strongly held. We must do everything possible to advance an international order that is most conducive to our security, prosperity, and values, and we are strengthened in this effort by solidarity of our alliances." He seems to be disturbed by the president's attitude towards our allies.
Yeah, that may be a point of difference. I don't know because I'm not in those discussions. But I know, and I have believed that the president, in terms of what he was doing in NATO and trying to strengthen NATO and get everybody to burden share properly is a right course of action. I think going out and dealing with China and its malign and aggressive behavior in the Indo-Pacific and working with our allies is also the right decisions. And what he has done in the Middle East, his first visit was to Riyadh last July, 55 leaders in the room with him, when he said, I'm standing here with you, and I am going to confront the Iranians with you and deal with their aggressive behavior as they've trampled over your interests and those of ours. And he also talked about Islamic extremism and how we need to get rid of it together. So I think, in a broad sense, I think they both agree on that. But there may be some specifics that I'm not aware of that they disagree. So I don't know why that comment is in there.
You talk about, obviously, there's a lot of changes. General Dunford is out. Milley is in. Your name has been mentioned. I will ask you if you would ever consider taking this post if it was offered to you to be the Secretary of Defense.
I have no plans to go back into public service, Martha.
And that's final?
That's final.
All right. General, thank you very much. I know you feel very strongly, and have always felt strongly, about what a great person General Mattis was in the mix for this president, and that he will be missed. Do you believe the president, that there's wiggle room at all on the Syria decision?
Well, I don't discuss any conversations I may have with the president. All I can say is that I do hope he reconsiders. And I'm convinced if he doesn't reconsider, he'll come to regret it.
General Keane, thank you very much. General Jack Keane, good to have you with us as always tonight, sir. Many thanks.